はい、皆さんこんにちは。TGS、Tactics Ogre Reborn TGS スペシャル生放送をこの時間はお送りいたします。私は本日の MC を務めさせていただきます。Tactics Ogre Reborn のプロデューサー加藤です。よろしくお願いいたします。はい、ありがとうございます。それでまずは、皆様、お待ちかねのですね、本日のゲストの方々をご紹介していければと思います。
ゴリアテの英雄なんて呼ばれてますが、それが僕らの力だけじゃないことはよく分かっています。真の平和のため、争いのない世界を築くために僕らは戦っている。
皆さんこんにちは。タクティクスオーガーリボーンで主人公デリムの声を新たに担当させていただいております。前野智明です。よろしくお願いします。
はい、では続きましてこちらです。
助ければいい金になりそうだな。どうだランスロット、やらねえか。俺の名はカノープス。死にたいやつはかかってこい。
皆さんこんにちは。
Hello
タクティ
everyone.
クスオーガーリボーンで
I
カ
am
ノプス役をやらせていただいております中
Yuichi
村一です。
I
よろ
play
しく
the
お願い
role
します。
of Canopus in this title. Hello everyone again. The first announcement, here is Nakamura Yuichi Nakamura.
ありがとうございます。そして、さらにこちらの方をご紹介いたします。
And the next
タクティクスオーガーリボーン、コンポーザーの崎本仁
The
さんです。
composer of the Tactics Ogre,
崎本と申します。よろしくお願い
Hiroshi
します。
Sakimoto. Hello everyone. I'm the composer of this title,
ありがとうござい
Hiroshi
ます。
Sakimoto.
はい、以上の豪華な方々ととも
So
に
we now
お
have
送り
the
させていただき
great
ます。
guest
ま
for
た、こ
today.
の放送はタクティクスオーガーを知らない、聞いたことはあるなと思いつつ、
Broadcasting.
遊ん
Maybe
だ
some
ことはない
viewers
方も
have
た
not
くさん見てい
played
ただいてい
this
るかと思い
title
ま
but
すの
heard
で、
about it.
タクティクスオーガーとは、ど
So
ういうゲ
I
ーム
would
なの
like
かと
to
いう基本
explain
の
the
ところからです
basic
ね、
of
まずは
Tactics
ご紹介してい
Ogre.
ければと思います。
So
は
please
い、
take
では、
a look
こ
at
ちらのスライドを
this.
ご覧ください。はい、タクティクスオーガーについてですね、
Tactics
こういう歴史で作っていますというところなんですけども、まずはですね、1993
In the
年に
beginning,
スーパーファミコン用ゲームとして伝説のオーガーバトルというですね、ゲームが発売されました。当時の日本国内では馴染みのないリアルタイムストラテジータイプのゲームでありながら、その自由度と完成度の高さを多くのユーザーから称賛されました。特にグラフィックや演出面、やり込みをしたくなるようなですね、ゲームシステムの高い評価でヒットを叩き出しております。そして、
And then this
1995
game
年
was
スー
quite
パー
a
ファミコン用
hit
タ
and
クティ
people
カル
really wanted to
RPG と
play
し
that
て
again
タ
and
クティ
again.
クスオー
And
ガー
in
を発売。伝
1995
説の
we
オーガーバトルとは
launched the
異なるア
Tactics
プローチで
Ogre.
クォータービューによる
That
高
was a
低
little
差のあ
bit
るフィール
different
ドでの
from
バ
the
トル、
previous one
独自
because
性
we
のある
had the
緻密な
height
ア
and
クセルア
also
ー
we
ト、
had
マル
the
チストー
pixel
リー
art
マルチ
and
エンジングで
profound
進行する重
ensemble
厚な
drama
群像
that
劇など、
progresses
このジャン
through
ルとして
multiple
は異例のヒッ
storylines
トを
and
飛ばし、
multiple
今なおユー
endings.
ザーから高い
And
支持を
still
得
this
てい
game
ます。
was quite
そして
familiar
2010
among
年
the
ですね、今度
gamers.
スーパーファミコン版のオリジナルスタッフを確保しまして、
With the
大幅
original
なシナリオ
stuff
化
of the
出、
Super
多彩なキャラクター
MES
育成、
version
新
as
シ
core
ステムや
members,
豊富な
the
やり込
game
み要
has
素を
been
盛り込む再
reworked
構
to
築を図った
incorporate
タ
a
クティ
major
クスオー
addition
ガ
to the
ー運命
scenario,
をプレイ
a
ス
variety
テー
of
ションポ
character
ータブルで
development,
発売
new
して
systems,
好
and
評を
many
博しま
of
した。
challenging elements.
ちなみに、
And that was
前野
Tactics
さん
Ogre,
中
the
村さん
Wheel
はこ
of
のタクティクスオーガ
Fate.
ーというゲーム
So
をプレイ
by
され
the
た
way,
ことはあり
Maino-san,
ますでしょうか。
Nakamura-san, have you ever played this game?
中村さんもおっしゃって
Oh
ました
yes,
けど、
oh yes, as he
ありがとうご
said.
ざいます。
Yeah, we are now playing to try to save hobbling, right? That was
ス
very
ーパーファミ
tough.
コン版ではもう最強キャラとして
That was some
戦い、はい、
the
もうハブリ
toughest
ン
one
先生
in
として
the
カノープスやっぱ強か
CNS.
ったですね。
Canopus was very
強かったです
strong,
ね。あ、なんか
wasn't it?
先の話になるかもしれないですけ
Oh
ど、
はい、どう
yes.
ぞ。
今回弓って強いんですか？
What about the archer?
そうですね
Archer
カノ
is
プスは
strong?
確かにオリジナルではもう大活躍で、はい
Yes, that was something we need to think about. The
ちょっと
archer
なんか一回
is very strong.
PSP 版だと少し弱く
Yeah,
なってる
according to
そう
PSP, that was a little bit
で
weaker,
今回
right?
も
But
弓は
what
調整は
about
してるんですけど、
now?
ちゃんと
We
クラスごとにですね、クラスごととか能力によって弓を生かせたりとか、
and
生
the
かせないシチュエーションもあるんですけど、そういった時は
For
ま
the
た工夫をして
stage,
別の組み合わせで
we
勝負
are
を
able
したり
to
と
use
か、
the archer, but
いろんな
not
楽し
for
みが、
all of
はい
them. So you have to adjust. Yeah, Canopus is very strong for sure.
そうですね。救われる場面ってたくさん
Yeah,
あり
you
ます。
will be saved by Canopus
とても
in
いいキャラ
many
クターで
cases or in
はい
many
いいな
stages. Understood. Good.
主人公難しいですね。
Yeah, main character is very difficult because if you actually die, the game is over. So that's very scary,
はい、
right?
僕の見て崎本さんは、まあ、伝説のオーガバトルから、まあ、タクティクスオーガタクティクスオーガ運命の輪でも、
You
はい、全
actually
ての音楽の方に
touched
携わ
on
って
the
い
all the
ただいて
composer,
きて
all
ま
the
すよ
all
ね。
the music from the Ogre Battle and the Tactics Ogre and the Wheel of Fate, right? Yes, I have been working for many years, over 20 years, but yeah, this title is loved by everyone for many years, which is a very good one for me. I actually was working for the debug, procedure for the Tactics Ogre. I was just the part-time worker at that moment, and now I'm here. What's a promotion? Long time. Yeah, actually, I did my best. But I just, remembered what I did as the debugger at that moment. So let's go to the next one.
そしてですね、今年いよいよそのタクティクスオーガがさらなる進化を遂げまして、新生したタクティクスオーガリボンが2022年11月11日に発売されます。注目いただきたいリボンポイントは3点になります。まず1点目がですね、映像表現力の向上、グラフィックの高解像とかはもちろん、
Of course, the resolution is improved, and also you don't have to feel stress, and we actually increase the usability and they change the UI. And the second one is the improvement of sound expression. Cutscenes would be a dialogue for the event. Well, Maeno-san, Nakamura-san, and many voice actors played great expression there, and you can enjoy the full voice from characters. And we actually made structures for this reborn. And then BGM, by the way, Sakimoto-san, we recorded all the music with the live music, and there are the new music too. So I really want to listen about it later. The third point, remaking the battle design. We have adapted the points users liked in Tactics Ogre, the Wheel of Fate, and incorporated many new elements. So those are the 3 points that I really want to mention here. But to enjoy the story, we improved many things. So let's go into details a little bit. And we want to share some new information to you. And please enjoy the discussion and talk with my guest for today. This is the world map of this title. This game takes place on the island called Varelia. It has long flourished as a transit point for the maritime trade, but there have always been disputes between peoples over its supremacy. And the island of Varelia was once unified by a man named Dolwager. An emergence of a wise king finally brought about a stable rule, but he had no successor, unfortunately. After the death of the king, the nation was once again divided and the ethnic conflicts began. 3 ethnic groups were battling each other. The story begins with the Wolfstand, a minority group, being driven into the corner by the other ethnic groups. So now I would like to go a little deeper into the story with the character correlations. Next slide, please. Yes. Here is the correlation chart that shows the struggle for the supremacy in the island of Varelia. The kingdom of Gargastan, with the majority of the population, and the Cardinal Barbados, and they oppressed the minority group Wolfstand. The Wolfstand, led by the Marquess de Loge, have been relegated to the Ottoman region, which is not currently a country, but are under oppression too. And the background of the nation is made up of the aristocratic class. And the regent, Branca, is growing in power with the military support of the Roman Power and the Church of the Rhodes.
Alright, so continuing right on to the next slide, which explains the main characters and how they are intertwined with each other, and we'll have Denim as well as Canopus appear here. First of all, this is the main character, Denim, a young molester man, voiced by Maeno-san, and he's a comrade to the Wellister resistance, which engages in guerrilla activities against the Bakram and Galgastani army together with his sister Katsua and childhood friend Vice. As the story unfolds, he meets other characters including the Holy Knight Lancelot and Canopus, voiced by Nakamura-san in his journey. Katsua, she's a character, isn't she? has anybody in the audience played her in the past? She's a key character, isn't she? And Rin is voicing Kachua. You may know the character. She has an edge. She has a character. And she has a little bit of a dark side, maybe, which is representative of the modern times almost. But I did the Super Nintendo version without any audio, and it was just through the text that I imagined Kachua's character, but with the full voice recording, with her voice, I'm really looking forward to how the character will be fully expressed. Alright, so we introduced the scene with Canopus when we introduced you, Nakamura-san, and it talked about a hideaway where he's meeting with Venom and the characters, but the original character illustration artist, Akihiko Yoshida, he created an all-new illustration for us, and this is the first time we're disclosing this to the public. So from here on, we're going to talk about the battle design remake developed to provide more comfort and ease as a modern-day game. Let's take a look at the slide. First of all, we'll talk about the units. In this game, individual characters are called units. There are 2 points here. The first, the system used in Tactics Ogre, Wheel of Fortune, has been changed from a mechanism that manages battle levels by class to one that manages levels by unit. So it's a unit-by-unit system, and you can customize at your own will. It'll be much more enjoyable. So including Kachua or any other favorite characters, you can freely level them up. And the second point is the consumable items, the skills, and the magic spells. Maximum up to 4, you can include them in the unit composition. And as a simple way of experiencing the fun of strategizing about how each unit train themselves in this class, how to combine armor, skills, and magic, and kind of unit compositions to use in battle, there's also a convenient function that selects recommended equipment for you. So even beginners can enjoy playing the game with ease. Don't worry if you're a beginner. One more thing I wanted to add here was on the left-hand side of the screen, the armor as well as the protective gear and the weapons. Maximum up to 7 you can equip yourself with these items. And for the armor as well as the magic spells, the time of Tactics Ogre Wheel of Fortune, there was a level limitation. For example, if you wanted to equip yourself with a sword, you needed to go up to a level something as a knight. But for this game, the sooner the armor or the weapon you receive, you can immediately equip them and start using them in battle. Now, next is on the formation of the attack team, the preliminary step before entering the battle. There are 2 points I'd like to mention. The first is the element of bonus objectives. In addition to the terms of victory, you can obtain rare and valuable items as a bonus by performing designated actions. And the second highlight is the reconnaissance feature. By selecting the recon command, the screen switches to the battlefield and you can check the formation of your opponent you are about to battle.
I do have the video.
これまではバトルが始まってから敵の編成を実際に確認して状況によってはこの編成はちょっと相性が悪いなみたいなことがありましたよね。今回はそれを最初からアタックチーム編成の時点で確認ができてこうやって敵がどの位置にいて何を装備してどういうキャラクター 確認できますので、これであとはまたアタックチーム編成画面に戻って、次にまたそのアタックチーム編成画面でクラスをチェンジしたりとか、装備内容を変えるといったこともできるので、それで合わせて万全な状況で臨んでいただくということで、こういったところでちょっといろいろと便利な機能を今回入れてます。
I really love it. Actually, I cried so many times because I didn't know there were monsters and that didn't match with my activation or the equipment. Yes, I think this is a title that I have been playing for many years in my business and in my private. I get used to play, but if I get into a battle, sometimes I do have the mismatched, the formulation or the equipment, but that cannot be happened under this new system. Alright, so go to the battle.
はい、こちらも2点ございまして、
There are 2 points.
1点目はですね、倍速モードの
First,
実装
we
に
do
なりま
have
す。
the double speed mode,
ユニットのですね、移動速度
which
から魔
allows
法
units
な
to
ど
move
の全ての
faster. Also,
アニメーション
you
が
can
高速
see
になっています。
animations and the
比
magic
較動画
scenes
があり
with
ます
the
の
double
で、
speed.
こちらを
A
ご覧
comparison
くだ
video is
さい。
available here.
はい、左が通常の速度で、右側が倍速になり
The
ます。
left one is the normal speed and the right one is the double speed. The flow is identical, but the right one will be finished earlier. Well, sometimes tactical RPG is a little bit slow when you play, but you can switch the mood by pushing just the one button. I actually use the double speed mood all the time if I play.
ちょっと UI の変更というところで、
And the
今
UI
回全部コマンドをですね、
has
さっき
been
の行動コマンド
changed
といったどういう攻撃ができるかっていうのは全部もう
because
アイコンで
you do have the
一覧表示して
icon
今何が使え
as
る
the
かとか
list
MP が足り
to
なくて使え
find
ないの
out
もす
what
ぐ
you
に
can
見
do
えるようにな
so
ってま
that
す
you are
ので、
able
そうい
to
った部分
see
で
like
もう
okay, I
何が今
cannot
でき
use
てでき
this
ないからこ
magic
の
because
行
of
動
the
を取ろうといっ
shortage
た
of
こ
the
ともすぐに
MP
把握して
so that you are
最
able
適に
to
取ることが
capture
でき
what
ます。
you
あと
can
は
do and what you
マウス
should
操
do
作に
with
も
the
今回対応
list
してますの
and
で、
you can
中
also
に
use
アイ
the
コンを
mouse
こう
too
操作するっていう
so
ところは
like
非常
using
に
the
こうマウスのクリッ
PC
ク操
and then
作
just
が
using
非
the
常に相性が良
icon
く
that's
て
very
快
good
適
for
に
the
遊んでいただけ
clicking
るように
by
な
your
っており
mouse
ます。
so either way you can choose. Understood.
はい、そして2点目ですね。
And the
これ
second
が今度は
point
バフカードにな
and
り
a
ます。
buff card.
はい、これが何かというとですね、
Yes.
バトル中ユニット強化要素バ
During
フ
the
カード
battle,
が
buff
フィールドに出
cards,
現しますね。
unit
でこのユニ
enhancement
ットが
element will
バフカ
appear
ード
on
を
the
拾うこと
field.
で
When the
カードチームに
unit
応じた
picks
強
up
化
the
を
buff
受けるという
card, you
内容になっ
get
てい
the
ます。
buff
はい、では
card
こちらも動画をご覧くだ
benefit.
さい。
Please take a look at that.
はい、強化の内容はですね、攻撃力の向上やクリティカル確率の向上などバトルに直接的な影響があります。
Count
自軍敵
ratio
軍のユニッ
or
ト
you
は
can
このバフカ
increase
ードを
your
取り合い
attack.
動的に変化する状況
And
にどう
that
対応
is
していくか、
something you are
その
able
場
to
でちょ
utilize
っと考
those
えなが
buff
ら進めていくこと
cards
が
to
今作ならでは
respond to the
バトルの醍
dynamic
醐味と
scenes
な
or
っています。
dynamic
はい、
battles. Understood.
そうです。はい。
So if you pick up, you will be
こちら
enhanced.
最大
Yes.
で4つまでスタックできるの
four
で、同じ
buff
攻
cards
撃力アッ
should
プ
be
を取れば取るほどどんどん
In other words,
はい。
if you get that, that would be, a double or triple if you get the
これ
same
が
buff
逆に
card.
敵に取られるとちょっと厄介になる。
But the enemy picks up, that's not the good one for you. Yeah, I mean, is that just for this battle?
はい。あく
Good
までこの
question.
戦闘だけ、はい、
Absolutely, this card would be used for just this battle, not carrying over to the next
これも
battle.
ちょっとバトルの流れをどう組み立てていくかというところ
That's very good, element that you can think about the strategy, right? When you play the game, sometimes the beginner feels like, oh, very difficult, it's very difficult. But in this game, we do have the chariot. It's like undo function. You are able to undo and retry the command or the turn so that you are able to adjust or you are able to change how to attack the enemy, for example. So please enjoy. That was something we had the Wheel of Fate too. Yes.
はい、ではですね、最後にですね、ご紹介するのは、
Okay,
アイテム関連とショ
I
ップに
want
なり
to
ます。
share something about the items and the
こちらはですね
stories.
動画よく
We have the
ご用意
video
しておりますので、
too,
ご覧く
so
ださい。
please take a look at it.
はい、1点目はですね、
Yeah,
バト
first
ルで使用
thing
し
is
た
like
HP 回復などの消耗品アイテムは
HP
自軍にストックがあるとバトル終了後にそ
is
のア
the
イテムを収納
consumable,
した
but
ユニ
you
ッ
are
トに
able
対して
to
自動で補
restock
充さ
if
れ
you
ます。
used that
あ、こ
item
の
during the
今アイテム
battle
補充しました
automatically.
よ。
Yes, it says like,
結構ね、これ
the
も普段
your
プレイしてる
items
と
are restocked.
前のバトルで使った消耗品
Oh,
を使
that's
って、
very good
その
function.
消耗品補充しないま
Well,
ま
because sometimes you forget to, fill the items before you go to the battle, but that is not happening under this system. And then look at the items here or the equipment here. Well, this is a system to upgrade your equipment, but this is just change from the feel of weight. But in this game, the 100% successfully you are able to upgrade. You don't have to waste any items to upgrade your equipment. And then also you are able to upgrade with the multiple items. So that's very easier for you to upgrade at the same time. Yes. But I will reset if I actually failed, right? Yeah, I will do until I get the success. Yeah, that actually waste of the time, so I just put the 100% of the success for the upgrading the equipment for users. Understood. Okay, so much for the introduction of the game. So, Mr. Sakimoto, and all of you, all of the Sakimoto-san's fans, thank you very much for your patience. From here, we want to talk about the music. And for this time, when I talked about the Reborn, when did I talk to you? Many years ago? Yeah, that was a good opportunity for me. Because, I recorded all live music for the Final Fantasy XII. I mean, Zodiac Age. Yes. That was the very, well accepted by users. So I really wanted to do that again. And as you talked about the culture, right? When I developed my music as a composer, and the scenario was very shocking to me. That was very dramatic. And after the launch, people talk about it very, aggressive and dramatic, side of their culture. But I really wanted to express her different aspect with the music. That's something I tried to do for this time.
And you also compose some new music, right? Yes, and we're going to introduce one of that to you right now. This music sounds a little lively, and the title of this is Victory. The scene where we're using this music is the staff credit section, which comes at the very beginning. People who were developed being the game as well as all of the staff involved, and this is the music that's going to play at that section. And this is just an expression of our thanks to everybody who was involved. And to represent that, we've titled this Victory. And Sakimoto-san, you're the one who titled this music, right? No, actually, I haven't titled any of the music. Oh, I see. I thought it was Kato-san. You titled all the music. If it's not you, then who is it? Somebody from the development team, I guess. And initially, I had a darker tone that I imagined for the music, and then the people told me that I have no respect for the staff. Oh, I see. And that's the reason why I changed the tone. And I was composing long music, and this was supposed to be the latter half of that music. And it was supposed to express sort of like the brighter, the more enjoyable section of that music. But all in all, I think it turned out pretty good. Yes. It's really enjoyable, pleasant to the ears. I understand that you have other music that you've composed, so look forward to playing the game. And how was the recording of the music? I heard that the music was recorded overseas, but because of COVID, you weren't able to really be at the scene, right? Yes, I'm more of a producer for this game, working behind the scenes. And for FF12, I had a secret formula that we cracked, and we tried to reproduce that for this game as well. But because this was during COVID, I wasn't able to get to the actual scene of recording, and the recording style changed as well, because before everybody was sort of like in a crowded room, and we were all playing the music next to each other. But because of COVID, we needed to maintain social distance. It was like a meter or so or more. And within the studio, how we compose all the musicians and how we place them, it was a different game to play in that sense. And because we weren't really able to travel, we had brilliant staff go there to the scene and to have them communicate with us. And each time the recording session ended, we did a debrief session, we made improvements, and we progressed inch by inch. And for the music arrangement, from the PlayStation version, some of the composers on my team are editing the music. Likewise, we did for the previous one. And I feel like that's the best way to do things, because I create the initial music, and that's where my role ends. And all of the composers in my team, they like doing the editing, the arranging, and they created the sheet music for the orchestration, for the orchestra music, and it was a team effort. But from the beginning to end, we had specific roles to play in this composer team, and therefore we carried over the good aspects from the previous time, but also we tried to make it more modernized in the sound. That's a point that we decided at the very beginning. What do you mean when you say modernize? The time of FF12, we were trying to go for a more classic symphonic sound, but for this game, because we had music that was more rhythmic, therefore it's a little bit more of a Hollywood taste. Not so much. It's not an overkill, but a taste of that. But I think that went pretty well. No, I believe it went really well. It's amazing. And in the actual cutscenes, you have the voiceovers as well as the music that you and your team compose. The development team, at first glance, they saw the cutscene and it was like their eyes opened. Oh, we now see it's really dynamic. There's a lot of presence here. And the dotted images, because it's really hard to imagine how they move, and the music really played a big role in this. It's the same game, but it really changed everything drastically because of the music. And we're so glad that we were able to record this as a full orchestra and have all of the lines fully voiced. So we're really satisfied. Yes, for me as well, being involved in this game for such a long time, but the impression for me has changed. I kind of feel like I'm playing a completely new game altogether. And I'm really looking forward to playing the game myself. I'm sure it'll be really exciting for me to start from the beginning, to listen to all the screams and the lines by Kachua. No, it's not like she's screaming. I see. Okay, got it. And Maino-san, Nakamura-san, including the original Tactics Ogre, do you have any memories of the music, of the sound? For me, the music at the beginning of each chapter has that weight to it, and I really love that kind of music. And it's going to be even more cool. When I first composed the music, I've never composed music that was so serious sounding, so to speak, and I wasn't sure how to create the music, and I was always asking people or figuring out things. But for the chapter music, there were no reference points for me, but to hear your impression and your memories, that's really nice for me to hear. Okay, so what about you, Nakamura-san? When I play this on the old Super Famicom days, the silent sounding music, the soft music was never present. And from the get-go, the music would kind of abruptly come in, and going back to what you mentioned, the dotted characters, it's sort of like of them unfolding in the drama, in the character development. The music plays a really big role in this to help us imagine that. And for this game, you can use the help feature, and the music, you can look it up on the help screen as well, and it really describes the music and who wrote that text. It was Sakimoto-san and his team. And Kachua, when you take a look at the text, she's really described in a pretty awful way. I think it says something that she's not a happy person, or she tends to victimize herself. But take a look at it if you're interested. But the music description for the help feature and other descriptions, a lot of times I was composing music like on a Sunday midnight. And these times I was watching like B-grade movies in the background, and it was sort of like taking inspirations from those movies and providing the text explanation. But I think the users and the players, these are the moments where you can come back to the realization that you're playing a game when you take a look at all these reference points. And
alright, in the beginning, here's the announcement. By the way, all those announcements and the campaigns are only held here in Japan. But here's the announcement. Maybe this is just the first time for you to see this collector's edition. This is an in-store limited package version. And I do have the wheel product here too, so let's take a look at those.
ご紹介できればと思います。
はい、
まずはですね、こちらですね。
The first one is his
これがちょっとその限定
script book, and here's the box for the limited version. And then Akihiko Yoshida wrote, drew this picture to you. And this book covered the older script in the game. Huge volume, and you can see the front, and you can see the gods appeared in this title were written here. So, if you are a fan of the Matsuno-san's scenario, I really want you to enjoy reading this.
はい、では次ですね。
Thank you. Go to the next, please. Maino-san.
こちらはですね、公式画集
This is the official art book.
ですね。 その先ほどお見せした吉田明彦さんのイラストであったり、
And the illustration of the Yoshida-san, and also the God's pictures or illustrations are written here, and also the Masousa-san's illustrations, and also high diluted or the good quality illustrations were written here. So please enjoy. Oh my goodness. We can't see the content, but that's very good.
はい、では中村さんのところなんですけれども、はい、ちょっとこちら3点セットですね。
You have here 3 items here. First, oh, thank you.
ちょっと今左側にあるですねタロットカードもあるんですけども、
You
タロ
have
ッ
the
トカードと右側にある
card on your left and the page on your right.
タロットカードを入れるポ
And then
ーチ
these
があります。
cards
そして今はい。
are
そうですね。はい。これはもう別にタロットカード
Yeah, actually you are able to put those cards into this pouch.
主人公デニムが所属する
This is from the element, I mean the emblem from the Denim's
先ほど中村さんの方
team,
で
and
入っていただい
also
たこち
you
らで
can
すね。
see
こ
the
ちら
map here.
タロットカードを敷く実際のマップ
This
にな
is
っている
the
んです
sheet for the cards, and how to use it. It's like you are able to use this item for the mouse pad or
横70センチ
It's
の
very
縦
big,
が確か
right?
50センチ近く、はい、
70 centimeters
あったかな
versus 50 centimeters. So I saw that on the desk of Nakamura-san only, so he only has the very good one. I was curious about that. Yeah, I was thinking about it too.
非常に使い
Yeah,
やす
look at that. This is a very
先
good
ほどのです
pad.
ねバレリア島と言われる、はい、ゲー
And
ム
then
の
you can see the Valerier and the world of this title
はい、
too.
これ
And
も
here's
吉
the
田紀子
cards.
さんに
And
タクティクスを論明のあるところに書いていただいた、はい、タロットカードに
drew these
なり
illustrations
ます、ね、22
too,
枚ダイア
as
ル
he
カナと
did
呼ばれ
with
てい
the
るです
previous
ね、は
title
い、タロッ
too.
トカードになります。はい、
Good.
ありがとうございます。では、次崎本さんです
And
ね。
then
はい、崎本さん
Sakimoto-san.
の方は、はい、
Yes.
ミニサウンドトラックになります。
Yeah,
はい、こちら
soundtrack.
ゲーム中の、曲です、楽曲ですね。そ
You
こか
can
ら
enjoy
15
the
曲をセレ
music
クトして
inside of the game.
入
We
れており
have
ます。
selected
先ほどちょっとね、ご
15
紹介したビクトリーに入ってたり
titles
と
and
か。
15 music
はい、
from
こ
the
んな感じで
game.
はい、
Can you see
素
the
敵なイラスト
inside?
も
Yes,
出
you
てお
can
り
see
ます。
the illustration too.
ちょっとね、そう曲の方はね、そうですね、私の方で選曲させていただきま
I
した。
selected the numbers, I mean
もう
titles.
はい、崎本さんにももうお任せと言われて、はい、
Because Sakimoto-san was okay to leave it to
大
me,
体毎
so.
回そうちょっとビクトリーは多分私じゃないんですけど、大体曲を決める
Victory
時は
was
曲
not
名をつける
something
時
that
は
I
自分がつけ
decided,
たりとか、
but I
サントラ
actually
の曲順
named
と
the
かも
title of
自
the
分の方で
music, or I
お話
named
の流
the
れに沿ってこうした方
soundtrack
がいいか
too.
なみたい
So
な。
I tries to, select the music for this soundtrack too again.
そうですね、はい、グッズの紹介ありがとうございました。
Thank you very
そ
much
してです
for
ね、
the introduction
この
of
E
the
ストア
goods.
でタクティ
And
クスオガリボ
at
ン
the E
の
store,
パッケージやパッケージ通常版やこのコレクターズエディションなどをですね、
and
対象
out
商
of the
品のい
people
ずれ
who
かを
purchase
ご
or
購入された方
pre-order
の
the
中か
standard
ら
packaged
抽選
version
で500名
for
様
the
に
Eastward
スルーショー
Collector's
ガラスのか
Edition,
ぼちゃタクティクスオーガリボン版をですね、
500 winners
プレゼ
will
ント
be
いたします。
selected by
こちらですね、
lottery
ちょっと
to receive
サン
the
プル
glass
でガラスのかぼ
pumpkin.
ちゃですね。まあペーパーウェイトとしても使いますし、これ
Yeah,
も
you
と
can use
もと
this for
ス
the
ーパーファミコン
paperweight.
版のタクティクスオーガの時の
Originally,
キャン
this
ペ
was
ー
from
ン
the
で、死者の宮殿
campaign
って言わ
at
れ
the
る、やはりエンドコマ
SNES, I mean
はい
S and ES at the
それを潜り
Yeah,
続
at
け
the
て、
dungeon, right?
とある条件を
And
満
there
た
was
す
the
と、
players of the
こ
dead,
の
and there was a
ガラスの
dungeon,
かぼ
and
ちゃを
if
も
you
らえる
completed the
チャンス
dungeon,
があると
and
いう
there
そう
was
い
the
うキャンペー
opportunity
ンを
for
や
the
っていま
players
し
to
て、
get the
今回
glass
そのタクティ
pumpkin.
クスオー
That was
ガ
the
リボン
campaign
版
that
という
we
ことで、この
did
ガラスのかぼちゃを
how
また
many
日本
years
版に、
ago,
はい、
and we
作りま
actually
したというもの
created
になります。
these
はい、
goods for the reborn again.
これね、今ゲーム中にちょっと調動するとあるキャラのイメージも。
So if I pre-order,
抽選と
I am able to join to the lottery? Yes, automatically. Oh, please, I need to pray. Oh, you actually ordered already? Okay, understood. And Maino-san, please, of course.
22,000のやつ
Of course, I will get the pre-order with the
はい
22,000 yen, right?
はい
Collector's package. That's something that I try to reserve. Thank
そ
you.
してですね、LINE スタンプができま
Line
した。
stamp
はい
of the Tactics
でこちら
Ogre
はですね、本日の
will be
18時頃
launched.
から
Ah,
はい
okay.
ご購
These
入いただ
stamps
けるようにな
will
りま
be
す。
available
ご覧いただ
from
いているですね、
6
デザイン含め
p.m.
て
Japan
全部で
time.
32種類
We
あり
have
ま
the
す。はい他にもどん
32
なキャラがいるかというところなんです
stamps.
けど、これ実際に書かれているセリフ
Oh,
は
really? That's
ゲー
really
ム中
good.
の
And all
セリ
those
フ
scripts
になります。
are from the
アタッ
game.
ク強いの
Yes.
すごいですね
Very aggressive scripts.
安らかにね
But thank you very much for your cooperation. So I really want to point out each guest to give us the comment.
最初ですね、
So
崎本
let's
さんの方から
start with
はい
the
お願いいた
Sakimoto
し
sign
ま
at
す。
the beginning. Yes.
そうですね、一番最初にその開発に携わった時はもう本当にこ
When
んな
I
に息の
worked
長いゲームになるとは
for the first time, I actually have not expected to have this, long history
なん
with
ていうんで
this
しょう、みんな
game.
がその自分ができること以上にすごい一
Because
生懸命頑張
each
ったんだと思うんですよ
staff
ね。
worked so hard to beyond the expectation.
伝わってくるようなもの
I
になったのはすごく良か
feel
った
the
と思うん
very
ですよ。
great passion from this
リメ
title
イクが出る
still.
たびにこうやって
And
なんか
whenever
今回
I
音声
do
が入
have
った
the
りとかして
remake or the
す
reborn
ごい
like this, I now have
本
the
当
new
別の
essence
作品
there,
がっていうくらい
like
の
a
雰囲
new
気が変わって
music
で
or
す
light
ね。
music.
こうやって
So I
何度
feel
も
like
何
the
度も
totally
楽しめるような
different
ものに
product
なった
so
の
that
です
you
ご
are
く良
able
かった
to
と思って
enjoy
い
this
て。
title many, many
で
times.
なので僕も
So that's
発売
why
されたら一緒にこう遊んで
I
いきたい
really
と思い
want
ます。
to
と
play
いうわけで皆さ
this
んも
title is
ぜひ
released.
手に取
So
っていただけ
please
ると嬉しい
enjoy
で
this
す。
title with me. Thank you.
はい。ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
はい。では続いて、はい、
All right,
中村さん
so
お願いいたし
moving
ま
on
す。
to Nakamura-san, please. Thank you so much for having me today. For me, my encounter first with Tactics Ogre was 27 years ago. And I can say that now, the simulation game having quarter views where you're looking down from the top, that is a common thing right now, but back then it was a completely new thing. It was brand new. And those games, those days, it was called something emblem, right? Where the animation would switch over in the battle scenes just a bit, and those were the common types of games back in the day. And the geography and the maps, it's much more easy to understand this screen, and the gameplay as well, the recommended way to play the game and referencing all that information. And using all of that data effectively will help you to progress in the game in ways that you never imagined. And I was blown away. I never thought that would be possible in a game. And through these 27 years, there are many games that have developed. Maybe this is not a new thing anymore, but this is a remastered version of the original game, and I really hope that players would enjoy the game and really find out for themselves how this original game was so exciting, and look at the exciting pieces remastered as well. And for me to play Canopus and the characters around him and how he develops relationships with those other characters, that's a great part for me to be able to voice his soul, and I hope you will enjoy. And there were like 90-something people that were involved in the voice acting, right? Yes, and we actually don't know how it all turned out in the final remastered version in the voices, so that's something to look out for as well. Maino-san, please? Yes, thank you so much to the live audience and to the viewers. And for me, I'm really looking forward to the release of the game. I am always depending on Canopus as a character, but I don't know what's going to happen in this version. No, it's the same. Because I heard that the bow is being readjusted for this game, the same for the spear too. But anyways, for Denim. And going back to the origins of tactical RPGs, this is the game. And for players who usually do not play this kind of game, it's going to be very enjoyable. And this epic, vast world that you're going to see, and the dotted characters, although they are dotted, you're going to be really attracted and immersed in their relationships and their stories, and there are multiple routes that you can take, so a multitude of ways to enjoy, and per route your comrades may be different, the people in your party, and there are many different kinds of encounters that you're going to come across depending on the scenario. Depending on what kind of action Denim takes or the character takes, it's going to change the fate of the characters. So I hope that you will enjoy all these different ways of playing the game. And for those who have played the game after decades, because you're all grown up now, you're an adult probably, and reflecting back on the game, I'm sure there will be new discoveries, and really realizing the ideals that the characters have, and reflecting back that onto you, understanding them. So for the new players as well, I hope that this show was enjoyable for you and has compelled you to pick up a game and play. So look forward to it, and thank you so much for today. Alright, so finally, from Kato-san. This was a very heated discussion and conversation, and I feel like I have nothing more to contribute. But because of time constraints, we weren't able to say everything. There will be new information that we hope you will look forward to. So stay tuned for more updates. And we've improved the playability of the game for this modern era. and like Nakamura-san was saying, you can play really freely and you can dive deeply into it in terms of battle play, or you can enjoy the storyline and really dive into the different branch outs. So I hope that you will enjoy the game, and it's worth it. Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much again to our guests. Thank you. And thank you so much to the audience for sticking with us until the very end. Tactics Ogre Reborn will launch on November 11, 2022. Look out for it, and thank you so much. Goodbye. Thank you.